All right, so this is day one. We'll call it day zero of the installation of my lab, my little mini data center. As you can see, it's like a hurricane came through. A lot of this is what not to do. It's a little bit loud because there's two miners running right now. I have a K5 miner and I have an S9 miner running. They're basically jet engines with their air intake. I have a coin mine thing here. Don't recommend that. I had to take out some of the hard drives during the move for my truck over there. Some of this stuff was damaged, so I have to rebuild this from scratch all over again. And this one I'm also rebuilding because these are the drive bays. You can see I manually did this to just get the operating system up and running. Not best practices, but it's an older version. It's an R910. So there's this different procedure for that. Now this is my threadripper that I have running. So if I run the top command, you'll see it's probably running at about, let's see here, 6,000%. And it's not really overclocked. This is a threadripper. It's pretty quiet. It's got its own Sapphire thing running. It's got a really nice power supply down there. I got two old ones that I don't use because they're not profitable anymore. This is a typical Ryzen CPU installation I'm having some struggles with. You can see power supplies. Don't recommend that one at all. This one's alright. You can see here, bad. That's my mining. That's the new mining rig motherboard. This is the old one. The new one is having some issues, but the old one still works. I think in the next video you'll see it running a little better. Again, this is not the best way to do things, but this is how I have set it up, just to see that it's running before I try and build my frame around it, which I do have in one of the Pelican cases somewhere, either this one or that one. I have an overhead display, an extra monitor I'll be using. I have a Threadripper coming in. I need the motherboard. This is the second generation. It's the 2950, should say. Come on. It's the 2950X. I got some supplies in here. Anyways, you can see this is day zero. Getting the installation up and running. There's a lot of different tasks with this guy. That guy's cool. That guy's cool. That needs a lot of work. Something is seriously wrong with that one. That's a typical. That's actually a desktop, by the way. I just don't use the frames because it's a waste of money. You can see I have a Celeron CPU already in here. Shouldn't have touched that, but I did. Don't do that. And I have some old CPUs. I have the hard drive for the GPU mining rig. This is the boneyard of the ones that don't work anymore. If you're going to be doing mining, I recommend ASIC miners. You just have to be very aware of the price and the power supply. I mean, that guy's going to run you $3 grand. That's typical. This is an older one, so it'll be a lot cheaper if you buy it off the market. But my wiring job needs a lot of work too. I want to point out a lot of my mistakes that I'm doing right now. I'm cutting a lot of corners, but I will be fixing that in time. Alright, that's it for now. And let's see, I will go over some more of the details on what this is and how that's used, and this sort of this Hyper M2, this new type of hard drive disk that I can use to also not just run as a Threadripper for Monero mining, but also just to run some high performance memory on for other projects. The Threadripper works like a charm. Everything else pretty much is broken right now. So that's it for me. Signing off. Ian Robertson. Have a good day. Bye.